marijuana, alcohol, and porn. The trifecta that leads you down the slippery slope. I'm Dr. Trish Leigh. Let's discuss those three and why they are a triangle that leads you into illusion, that leads you down the slippery slope, making it almost impossible for you to leave porn behind. All right, number one, let's talk about the interaction between the three. Number two, let's talk about what each of them does to your brain. And of course, number three, your brain hack. So you can figure out how you're going to succeed at leaving porn behind, and it might include reducing or eliminating alcohol and marijuana for a time. Okay, let's dig in. So, slippery slope, what do I mean by that? I've made other videos where I talk about if you're going to stay away from porn long term, it's important that you get yourself away from the top of that ski slope where only one little push leads to you going down that massive ski hill, into moguls and into oblivion. If you're on the brink of that slope, all you need is a tiny push. And we know that the screen is a supernormal stimulus that is pulling you back in. It's literally pulling you down the slope. Now, what might push you down? Marijuana or alcohol use, because both of them decrease your inhibitions and they let your brain chill out. They bring down that extra fast energy. That's why you use them. That's why you use porn. There's extra fast energy in your brain that builds up, and it's like steam building up in a pot that needs to be let off. And so if it builds up so much, then at the end of the day, and especially if you've built a habit, it might be time to use some marijuana, it might be time to have a cocktail, or time to watch porn, or all three. So what happens for so many people is they're like, I'll just have a drink. I'm not gonna watch porn anymore, but I'm just gonna have a drink to chill out. One drink in leads to 3 drinks. A friend of mine, a dear friend, if you're listening, he has said in the past that there's no such thing as one drink. It's either 0 or 4. And I love that kind of classification of it because it applies here, that if you have one drink, it leads to 2, it leads to 3. It might lead to marijuana use, which totally drops inhibition and leads you down the slippery slope because your brain is looking to take the edge off of that extra fast speed. It's called hyperarousal, super fast speed, hyper speed. And one of the fastest ways to come out of hyperspeed into numbed out speed is porn. And especially if you've convinced the hijacker for now that you're not going back, he's gonna trick you. He's gonna tell you just to have a cocktail. You won't go back into the screen. We're gonna have one drink. 1 leads to 3, leads you down the slippery slope. So set yourself up for success, recognizing that for many people, marijuana and alcohol use have to go for now, maybe not forever. A 90-day washout period, and this is part of your brain hack, a 90-day washout period could be appropriate just to loosen the grip of alcohol and marijuana so you can stay out of the screen. And we'll think about that in a minute, but just realize what I would like you to think about is, does it lead you back? So let's transition to your brain hack, and I'm sure I'll probably end up talking about the other things also. Your brain hack is this. Get out your journal, get out your pleather journal and write this down. How and why do I use alcohol and marijuana or any other drugs or any other behaviors, honestly? You could include video games, you could use smoking, you could talk about caffeine in this journal entry. Write down, how are you using these substances or behaviors to regulate your mood? Some of them are gonna boost you up, like caffeine and nicotine. But when we're talking about marijuana and alcohol, they bring you down. That's why you're using it. So look at the times of day, look at the days of the week, look at the habit that you've built in terms of their use. See how it plays out in your life. Because once you understand it and we increase your self-awareness, which is the first emotional intelligence pillar, now you can see how you're acting and your motivations in your life, and you can make a new choice. So if you're using marijuana or alcohol at the end of the night, because you know it's part of your porn process and it's going to lead you to porn. It's going to chill you out enough so that then you can search for porn and maybe be less inhibited, maybe cross some moral boundaries with your guard down so it won't feel as bad to you. It'll allow you to enjoy it more because you're already numbed out. Look at your why and look at the feelings. Those feelings underneath it are telling you something that you can think about this behavior to make a new action step. So figure it out, see how it fits into your life. Now make a new action step. And it's not going to feel the same because it's not going to lead you to the super normal stimulus of porn, which is going to be the perfect thing to knock your brain out while it's damaging your brain. Instead, you might need to build a new habit. If you like to play your guitar at the end of the night, instead of smoking, drinking, and watching porn and masturbating, you start playing your guitar. If you like to draw, you draw. If you want to watch a series, you start watching a series. You know what I've been watching? It is so cheesy, it's ridiculous. But I don't even care what you say about Queen Latifah. I think she's great. The Hubs and I have been watching The Equalizer on CBS. It is so cheeserific. It's unbelievable. The cheesy lines they deliver hit so hard that I can't help but love it and simultaneously loathe it. But it's a fun little watch at the end of the night, and it's short and it's sweet and it takes the thoughts of the day away after parenting what feels like a million children and helping people in a way that I love. It helps to bring my brain down. Find something that you can go back to at the end of the night to bring your brain down that isn't going to damage your brain like the trifecta. Okay, that's how you're going to use this information if you're inspired. If you need help on the journey, please reach out to me, drtrishleigh.com. I'm here for you. I have programs in different shapes and sizes to be able to serve you. So go check it out. We have a blog post, we have podcasts. We're here for it. So as always, control your brain or it'll control you.